brought to you by the one and only HookahJohn.
Hey everyone, John with HookahJohn.com here, and we've been getting a lot of questions over the years. I can't believe you don't follow me. You haven't been following me for that long. All right, the 80 feet bowl came out, and I don't know what year. We'll have to look at history, but it's been at least 8 years for the 80 feet bowl. Then came an 80 feet resurrection bowl, then an 80 feet 80, and then we swiped those all and we nixed them all is what I'm trying to say. And then we got the 80 feet ESPANA. Now these are handmade bowls, that's why they differ, and that's why we made a couple of different versions. But right now I'm going to show you what they really look like up close and what the difference is. So currently, when we nixed the 80 feet 80 and the ESPANA, and this is the 80 feet 80 right here, we went to the 80 feet ESPANA. Did I say that? When we nixed the 80 feet 80 and the 80 feet resurrection, we went to the 80 feet ESPANA. See, now I'm getting confused on this. Anyways, to me this was a really good depth, and we call it the ESPANA because people in Spain were like, please just make one that is deeper and a thin spire or hole in the middle and get, that depth, that height. That's perfect for them. But they tended to take away from a characteristic of the 80 feet bowl that is really important here. In fact, I may have to pause to put it into perspective and show you the difference between this, because right now on video it looks like just another harmony bowl, right? Wrong. Here is a HookahJohn harmony bowl. All right, check that out. Such a killer bowl, so great. This one is actually Cloud Lotus made their Lotus based on the diameter of this, so it fits perfect here. Let's see, Cloud Lotus will not fit on an 80 feet bowl. See the difference? So this is meant to be a tobacco saver. Now, they got deep, like I said, not as deep as a harmony bowl, or not as much capacity as a harmony bowl. Similar depth, but you can just see the difference in the diameter. So you're going to hold about almost half the tobacco here. But look at this 80 feet ESPANA compared to the 80 feet 80. The 80 feet 81 has a wider spire. There's a height difference. These are handmade, so the height difference wasn't done on purpose. But there is a height difference, and that doesn't do much. But the capacity of the bowl, okay, two things. It's more shallow in here, and with the wider spire, it takes up more of your space. So I would say that the 80 feet 80 holds. Now, I don't do all this measuring stuff. I don't measure grams. This is the US. We don't use the metric system. There'll be more on that comment later throughout this year. But I just don't measure. They both work. They're great. But if you want the most shisha saving bowl, and if I had to guess, it depends on how you pack. That's why I never measure tobacco. I mean, you can fit, I don't know, 17 grams of Tangiers maybe in here, but you can also go as low as 8 grams, 7 grams even on some. I bet you in this bowl we could go to 4 grams on some. But should I do that right now? Let me try that. Let's see what we can do. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is weigh out some stuff, compare the two bowls, the 80 feet ESPANA and the 80 feet 80. But before we do that, the best HMD for the 80 feet series is your Apple on Top Provost. How does that work? Actually, a lot of people like to foil it first. You foil it, you put that on there. It's got these holes, and probably the best bowl for the Apple on Top Provost. And it's like they were made for each other, and it works perfect. Now, let's do some comparisons. How do you pack and how do you do grams? All right, let's start out with this 80 feet 80. It weighs 129 grams. How much Tangiers are we going to pack in here? Depends. Do you pack loosely? Do you dense pack? All right, I always used to dense pack Tangiers. I don't anymore. Don't ask me why, I just don't. But this is pretty dense packed. I'm gonna go with that. Jesus, did I already forget how much the weight was? You're gonna have to do the math. So this is a dense pack of Tangiers in an 80 feet 80. What did I say, 129? I don't remember. So at this point you would foil it, press it down. Okay, we got for a weight 144. Rewind the video. Where were we? 129. So that would make it at 15 grams. So if you didn't want to do 15 grams, you could still pack it down like this. Let me show you this pack. That was super jam-packed in there. If you want to make it a little bit looser, check it out. This works too. This amount will work just fine. All right, technical difficulties. Anyways, we said this amount will work just fine. So let's go from 129 to 141. So we took out what, 3 grams? I'm not memorizing everything because we keep going back and forth here. Could you go even lower? So anyways, we said 141 to 144. So that was from 129. We got 12 to 14 grams, 12 to 15 grams, something like that. 12 to 15 grams in an 80 feet 80. Now, let's go to an 80 feet ESPANA. This one weighs 158, and I will try to remember that right now. So let's go with a super dense pack. Actually, let's do a loose pack because this is the way I normally pack. This bowl is more of my liking anyways. God, what did I say, 128? 158? Old people problems. 128, 158 to 172. So if we went 158 to 172, that's 14 grams in this. So on the low end, if you fluff pack this, kind of loose pack it, it's like a fully packed 80 feet 80 bowl. All right, but the way I used to pack Tangiers a while ago was like this. So let's see, let's remember we had 158 grams, and let's see what this comes out to. And at this point, it's looking like it's overpacked, but I would take, I'm not gonna palm it right now, but we'll go from 158 to 179. You can get up to 21 grams in this if you want to do that. Who wants to do that? You can. So that just shows you a little bit of the difference in this. If you had blonde leaf tobacco, let me take a pause and get you some. Let's see the difference in these. Back with some blonde leaf tobacco. I'm not even going to tell you what brand this is. You know why? This could soon be. This is a sneak peek at something that I was working on, that we are working on, and by 2024, this should be out as a HookahJohn tobacco brand. Do not spread the word on that, all right? No hyping just yet. It'll get there though. All right, so let's say a blonde leaf tobacco with an 80 feet ESPANA. This 80 feet ESPANA weighs 157. That doesn't even sound right from the last time. But anyways, how would I pack this? Just like this. Very light and fluffy. Very light and fluffy. I'm just throwing it in there because it isn't a big deal. Shit, what did we say? I can't remember these numbers. Do I need a pen and paper? All right, I'll press it down a tiny bit, but you can see what I'm doing here. It doesn't take rocket science. By the way, depending on the blonde leaf, some won't last more than half an hour packing like this. This tobacco, blonde leaf, lasting, well, I'm not gonna say 2 hours in this, but it did 2 hours in my Harmony bowl, which is amazing for blonde leaf, 2 hours. Okay, so we went 157 and we got 176. 19 grams, that didn't feel like 19 grams. But anyways, you got 19 grams in that, in the 80 feet ESPANA. Now let's go with an 80 feet 80. All right, oh, it weighs 129. Let's go here, pack it the way we would. These bowls are great for, like, you know, your one session, maybe 1 round of coals, maybe 2. In this tobacco, 2 rounds of coals. You'll hear about this more in the coming months. Hopefully we're gonna have a huge launch party, blah, blah, blah. Shit, I keep yapping and now I forget the number of what this weighed. We said 129? 142, 13 grams. I don't even remember what I said on that. Hopefully you're paying attention, all right? So those are the differences in the 80 feet 80 and the 80 feet ESPANA. Which one is good for you? How do you pick them? I don't know, that's up to you. They're both different. One has a wider inner hole than the other. All right, one's a little bit taller. Okay, they both work great with your apple on top. Your provost, your apple on top provost. Get them. All right, so I hope that helps. I know I yap too much. The hookah industry has been really stale for a while, but you know me, and it's not going to stay that way. So like I said, don't talk about this. Don't think about it. Get it out of your head. Don't even worry about. Don't even. All right. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.